Well, former National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Kola Ologbondiyan, has accused President Bola Tinubu's administration of implementing anti-democratic strategies. Ologbondiyan said these strategies are aimed at undermining democracy and pushing Nigeria toward a one-party state. The PDP chieftain based his claims on certain recent events around the country. In a statement he signed, Ologbondiyan said, in the last couple of days, indicates that at official bats, government is coming up with anti-democratic methods have emerged in language and strategy. First was the warlike directive from the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, that Canada should proceed to hell just because of a visa-related issue that could have been resolved at a diplomatic roundtable. At Yusuf Toga, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, whose duty is to engage in diplomacy, has been busy with domestic affairs in Bauchi on an eye service fight against Governor Bala Muhammad, thereby abandoning his role to Ribadu. On Sunday, Adeleke Owan, the Osun State Governor, raised the alarm by alerting the world to a possible attack on his state, which he alleged was being coordinated by none other than the cousin of at official bat, former governor and now marine business minister at Boyega Oyetola. When the attack rocked Osun State yesterday, it's left in its wake a number of backed bodies. Already the National Secretary of APC, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, has openly called for a state of emergency in Osun State. Needless to say, this reckless demand is responsible for the attack on the state. In the Lagos State House of Assembly, a subterfuge that has been brewing became manifest yesterday. There was a choreographed attempt to force out Madam Speaker and forcefully return the removed Mr. Speaker to office unless nipped in the bud. This comedy of errors might come to a horrendous end. Reports in the public space revealed that security agents from DSS-NG and Police-NG worked against the wishes of the LSHA, Lagos State House of Assembly. DSS, however, stoutly defended its role by saying it was invited to avert a crisis by the Lagos State House of Assembly bureaucrats. Interesting, this catalogue of actions point only in one direction: to undermine our democracy and push our nation into a one-party system. Well, this is Ologbondiyan saying all of this, that Tinubu is pushing the country towards a one-party system, citing different scenarios that have happened the past few days, which we can relate to in Nigeria. So all this that he mentioned is saying that those are the strategies, or those are the policies that the president is pushing towards one-party system. I'd like to get your take on that. So remember, he mentioned the Ribadu, his statements as regards to, that Canada issue that the Chief of Army Staff wasn't allowed to, his visa was denied and all of that. So he said quite a lot here. Let me get your take on that.
For me, I see it as a political, how do I put it now? In fact, it's a political way of trying to win the minds of people, taking advantage of situations on ground. That's what this man is doing. Because, for goodness sake, you can't tell me that President Tinubu has been in the picture of all of these things that are really happening. Yes, he's our president. But are you saying that he left the job he's doing as the president and is now fighting politically to make Nigeria a one-party system state?
Okay.
No, you can't say that. You understand? So it's just political gainsay, cheap, that it's trying to put in the minds of people who don't reason, or who do not want to reason, or who do not want to, in fact, look at these matters in detail. Okay, you can't say President Tinubu is doing that because there are issues here and there, you are citing them and all of those things. No. Okay, so what would you be saying now that PDP is doing to Nigerians? What would you be saying? Because I know they too, they have their own problems. They have not been able to resolve their own issue. And you're not talking about somebody, look at a party that contested election and won election, and they have their presidency, or rather they have their president running up there doing his job, you have not been able to put your house in order. Do you understand what I'm saying now? To put your house in order, to hold your national congress and put your house in order, you've not been able to do that. You're looking for President Tinubu that is up and doing his own tax. And you're looking for a way to psych people, to make people believe that President Tinubu is the reason that Nigeria is, your party is where your party is. No, you shouldn't say so. I don't want to agree with him at all.
Okay, so you're saying that the president shouldn't or doesn't have a role in addressing all of these issues that are happening. Let's take a look at the Lagos State House of Assembly, for example. We saw how the DSS raided the Secretariat, Lagos State House of Assembly complex and all of that. Was that supposed to happen? I mean, doesn't the president, or isn't the president supposed to come out to say, or to calm down all of this, or to give a statement as regards to all that was happening?
I just do not understand what you're trying to say. Is the president the Nigerian police? Is it the person that will come out and say, okay, there is problem, let us say there's problem, and so please everybody sit tight, sit well?
Well, the president, when we had this issue of Obasa being impeached, the president gave a gave an order, issued an order that Obasa should be restated. Were you aware of that?
He said so because it's a party thing.
Oh, so what is going on now? The Lagos State House of Assembly isn't a party thing or something?
Now what this DSS people came to do is to seal up the place, to see that there is no breakdown of law and order. True or false? Is that what President Tinubu should be doing? No. If they have anything to talk about in their political party, it should be in-house. It should even concern DSS. You understand?
All right.
It should even concern the public space. It's an in-house thing. So you don't call the president to the public space thing. That is the work of the law enforcement agency to do. And I think the DSS said it, that they got a call that, brought them out to make sure that there is no breakdown of law and order. They are doing their work. So, but President Tinubu can say, okay, because he's their leader in the, or I think Alin Dume, who is he? This man is the leader of the party. Okay, because he's the president of Nigeria under APC. He can, okay, please, what is happening there? We don't want any trouble. Yes, that can be done, but that is an internal thing. That is strictly an internal thing. They can resolve that internally. But it's not for you to start calling him out. You want to ridicule him? There's a lot of job to do in Nigeria than for him to leave that and then start talking about what there is already a body that should take care of it. So it's a policy. In fact, it doesn't measure up at all. It doesn't measure up at all.
So what would you make of the statements by Ribadu, telling the Canadian government to go to hell just because of the visa denial?
Okay, if you ask me, I want to say that it's wrong for even the Canadian embassy to deny chief of staff or
they gave their reasons for the denial.
Well, they have given their reasons for the denial and all of those things. I think I heard they said they didn't receive information that these are high-class officers. There was a reason they gave in any case. Good. But I'm saying that when you had the chief of defense staff speak, they were invited. Shouldn't they not know how many persons that are supposed to be there? Because protocols demand that you know how many persons are coming for this event. So they should even be worried that the numbers that have been submitted to be there is not yet complete. So where are the rest? They should be worried about that. I think there is something fishy in that line. That's what I think. There is something fishy. So if Ribadu has said Canadian people should go to hell, or the embassy or whoever should go to hell, I don't want to go against him so quick. The reason is, of course, Ribadu was one time is now our national security advisor. So if you look at it from that angle, I think he has some information to his disposal that he has already looked at it and felt like, okay, this way you didn't do well. Okay? And again, you have to ask, how many of them intend coming into Nigeria and then we give them such embarrassment and such disgrace? How many of them? Why is it that it has to be when Nigeria is going out, we have to have all of these troubles? If it is not one thing here, it is one thing the other side, just to see how you paint this country in a bad light, making Nigeria look like, wow, this is the worst country on earth. No, I don't agree to that. No matter how the country is running, I want to believe that we are all Nigerians and we should stand our ground to uphold the integrity of Nigeria. And outsiders should not just come in and embarrass us and then go, just like that, because we don't do that to them. I remember when we see white people in this country, mostly in those days when we see them, we so adore them as if they are gods. we don't want anything to hurt them. If there's anything they need as help, we want to make sure that we are there to help them. But this will just treat us sometimes as if we are nobody. And the so-called PDP former this thing cannot just say because Ribadu said so. So you are counting it for, you know, a lapse on President Tinubu's leadership. No, you can't do that. You're just capitalizing on something that is not, I mean, something that holds no water to make a cheap score in your political agenda. So as far as I'm concerned, Ribadu has said what he has said. And for me, he's a top official in the government that he knows, you know, all of what played out behind. So if he said so, and he has not come out to apologize, and he has not said what he said, you know, sorry, I said this because I thought this. No, Ribadu has not said so in any case. Right. And if he has not said so, that means there is something that is really, really wrong. And he's standing for Nigeria, and I support him if he's standing for Nigeria.
Okay, so far, from everything Ologbondiyan mentioned now, are you aware of every scene and events that he mentioned?
Well, it's not all in any case.
Okay.
It's not all in any case. But what I'm trying to point out here is that some of the things I had him see and some of the things that actually happened, I see them as political cheap score. We just want to get attention of Nigerian people.
Okay, so what will that mean? What image would that portray Nigerians to other people outside? Okay,
with what he has just said, I think that's why I said I'm supporting, I'm following Ribadu's, I'm towing Ribadu's line of action. Okay. You know, because
well, this is not just about what Ologbondiyan have just said now.
Yes.
But looking at the events that happened,
yes,
what image does this portray?
That's the reason
about Nigeria.
Good. That's why I said I told the part of Ribadu. Ribadu is trying to tell you that Nigeria has integrity. Do you understand? Yes, you don't want us to come. You want to mess us up. You want to embarrass us. Look at the high-profile person you are trying to stop from crossing over. Just look at the person we are talking about, the Chief of Defense Staff. So Ribadu is telling you that, look, we are patriotic Nigerians, and so we remain patriotic. We won't sell Nigeria to you. We won't throw away Nigeria to you. We won't just, you know, just leave Nigeria on a careless ground just because you're a white flesh or white skin or maybe somewhere in Canada. Canada is just a country on planet Earth, for goodness sake.
All right.
You understand?
Okay.
So they want to paint us in a bad light, make us look like we are. You know, when somebody stops you from entering into a place where an event is going on, the first impression is like you're a bad person. You're not supposed to be there, trying to belittle you.
But you also know that apart from words, actions can also portray bad image about some people.
Of course.
To other communities.
Of course.
Right? So are you saying that the actions, everything that is going on, that people are not seeing? Because
people are
virtually
seeing.
The world are seeing Nigerians.
Good.
So if all of this is happening, do you think this is going to tell good about the Nigerian people?
The question I should be asking, or we should be asking, is what did the Chief of Defense Staff do to the Canadian people that they have to deny him the visa?
But they just give their reasons, which you also confirmed to that, that you heard they say they weren't aware.
They weren't aware. Protocols demands that before you even have these people, before the day of the event, they should know how many persons that are coming. Even in this your TV station, if you have an event, for crying out loud, if you have an event and then you want people to come in, you should have a forecast of the number of persons you're expecting so that you know what and what you should put in place to manage these people. You already have that forecast. So this is an international thing, and they will have a place where all of them will come and sit, you know. So you will also have to provide all of those security measures to safeguard everybody. So you must know the number of persons that are coming in, for goodness sake. You should know. So let nobody hide anything from anybody.
Again, the instance of the Lagos State House of Assembly as well. What would you also make of that?
Okay, if you ask me that of the Lagos State House of Assembly, you should understand that it has nothing to do with President Tinubu at first. I mean, number one, it has nothing to do with him. We have seen that the Labasa himself, or what's his name, the man that just left, Obasa, sorry, Obasa that just left, is hungry to come back.
Okay.
He's hungry to come back, so he will do whatever he will do to come back. And then the woman that is in charge now wants to stay. So she also wants to do whatever she wants to do to stay. But at the end of the day, you discover that the whole house, the whole house members has already given their vote of confidence to her. You understand?
Right.
So it means that they are one. And the governor is not fighting against them. It just means that they are one. So if you ask me, since they have impeached him, he should just, if he wants to fight his case, the court is there. Go to the court. It's not for you to take the law into your hands.
All right. All right, thank you so much.